Hello everyone, this is Aviation Al, and I just wanted to make a quick little video on showing you guys how I study and hopefully give you guys some tips or whatever. So here I'm on my laptop and I have a couple things that I like to do before I start to get really serious about it. So I'm going to tell you about some apps if you guys are on Mac or Windows, whatever. But my number one note-taking app is going to be an app called UpNote. So right here, so I have set it up to a comfortable way for me to kind of like keep track on how I am or how I'm doing, whatever. So here I have the sections to study, and just doing a quick overview. Let's just do general, right? So I didn't update these to the full extent for everything because right now I am currently on power plan, so I haven't actually done I haven't written any percentages, seeing where I'm comfortable, because I've only done like 4 or 5 subjects and I think it has like 15 or something like that. So but for airframe and general, because I'm certified in my airframe, so let's just start here. So like with basic electricity, right, I would score a 88.98. And usually what I would do, you can kind of see it more in the airframe, which I didn't do in the general portion, was to add more of my test scores to see how I'm improving. So this, like you can see, there's none for this, even though I would do it, a bunch of times, right? So mind you, this is all for the written, right? So this is just saying which subject I'm the most comfortable in, what I need to, keep doing. So that's why I have the confident, I'm fine, need to study, whatever, right? So general, because this was my first time, and even with the actual sections right here, you'll see how I didn't really do a lot of note taking, which I do kind of regret. But to get it off, like here with math, like I would score really high in math because it was just easy, even though I suck at math. I know you're allowed the calculator and all that, whatever. So just going down to airframe, you can see like with metallic structures, right? I started at an 81, got up to a 95, I called it a day. Non-metallic, 92, and just kept getting hundreds, right? So if we keep going down, like hydraulic and pneumatic, I struggled a lot with the hydraulic, and you can see, even though I did it more than once, I wasn't really happy with it, and I would really push that off. Just kind of like the same with the basic electricity, right? Like I'm fine there, but here I need to study environmental systems. I'd say hydraulic and environmental systems were my two like hardest subjects that I could do, right? So here I only, I barely did a jump. I mean, I was doing better in it than hydraulic, but during the actual test, I did hydraulics a lot more, much better. So I just like to get these percentages, and I'll show you here how I do that and kind of what my system is. So right here actually. So the way I start with my testing is using the Prepper app on Mac. I will tell you, this app sucks. It's great on the phone because everything works, but see, if here, just for example, if I'll go study, let's just do recip engines, right? So I can click whatever, let's just, do whatever, let's just click random ones, and then I do grade. Nothing works, right? I cannot do exit quiz, so the way I have to do it is exit, and then I'll just come up here, and then do, type in prepware, and, have to restart like that. Same thing with the actual test, right? So I don't know what I'm gonna score, so if I do grade, nothing works. Exit, nothing works besides actually closing it down. So what I like to do is, to start off, if you guys are on Mac or whatever, I'm sure there's something for Windows, but I like to do the do not disturb, so I don't get any text messages going through, I don't get anything to distract me really. Next, I like to set up music here. So I like to set up some music. So just lo-fi, you can do jazz, lo-fi, just something small, which isn't too upbeat, it doesn't have lyrics, something, that changes a lot, so you don't have to really focus, it's just background noise. So I do that and some YouTube stuff too. So some other things I like to do is to take breaks, like intermittent breaks. after a subject. Doesn't matter if it's 30 questions, 10 questions to 100 questions, whatever. I like to take a break, maybe, a 5-minute break, come back, and then do it again to see how much I remember from actually studying the subject. And then I kind of go on off of that. And another thing is you do not want to do more than you need to, right? So I think the sweet spot, honestly, if you're doing new studies, 1 to 2 subjects a day, if you're really trying to get it down. Anything other than that, I think you should kind of like slow down. Anything more than 2 to 3, honestly, you should not go over. So I say 3 subjects max, at least for me. So, yeah, so what I usually do is I'll go through, see, I accidentally did test, so I can't exit, and it gets really annoying. But I know the app on Androids are a lot better than the ones on the iPhone because you can do more. It's like the actual website, right? So, I don't know, let's say I'm on, because I'm taking a little break from studying right now, so this is why I'm doing it. So, engine exhaust and reverser system, yeah, let's just do this one, right? So, I'll just read out whatever. So, yeah, so I'll just read it, and then let's say this is the answer, I'll answer it, go next, whatever, and I'll just keep doing this, until I feel confident enough to go to the actual website and spend that $50 or whatever they have it priced at now. So, yeah, so I'll usually just end up doing all of these at least once, which will bring me to my next thing. So because I'm on power plant, we'll go right here, right? So here's another note-taking thing that I do. So right here is just, how I'm feeling about it. And then, let's say I'm doing here, let's just go on recip engines, right? And I'll read out the question. Even if I get it right or wrong, I'm still gonna like write down notes, jot some notes down, right? So, I'll just write like recips are cool, whatever. And I'll end up doing that for a lot of the questions. So the first time it takes me a long time. So this 108 question could take me up to an hour and a half because I want to make sure I get it right. And that does help note taking. You can either do it by hand or, like what I'm doing, but I'm just doing it like this because I don't really want to waste paper. So like engine exhaust and reverser system, like right here, sodium filled valves dissipate heat well, so that's going to be on the exhaust valve. And slip joints in the exhaust collector ring aid in alignment and absorb expansion. So I just try to not jot down some, short notes, kind of like bullet points. I mean, some of mine they can be long. I'm sure I have some, I think in this one, yeah. So like here, just about wastegates, and you can kind of go through and, write down everything. And it does help you remember stuff. So on that second time around, you're going to be doing a lot better. So once I feel more comfortable with doing that, like getting through everything, then I'll actually pull the plug and spend my $50 or whatever, So let's go here. So I have Prepper brought up. So here is the Prepper where you actually spend money, right? And you only keep it, I think it's for like 18 months or something, maybe 2 years, something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. But because I did this for the airframe written, because I use Prepper for my writtens, you can use Jepson, whatever, but I like the Prepper. It works well for me. So for my general one here, I'll show you, I have, I have like 3 things, right? So aircraft drawings, just stuff like that, because I didn't really note take, and I still ended up passing, with a good score. So for the airframe one, I don't know, let's just go to environmental systems, and you can do study, whatever, and then you can choose, like what you want to do. So environmental systems, let's say. So right there, create study session. And here it's actually going to be nice because this gives, this just works, it's an optimized thing. So it'll give you the whole thing. It's going to give you the correct choice, the ASA category, the AKTR code, and the reference it uses. Now on this, it's going to give you just a reference and just the explanation, So another thing which I like to do, here, let's leave, is, taking the test, right? So this is another thing. So I would do this over and over and over again. So whatever, so I can do finish, it actually works, and it's genuinely worth the money in my point. It literally tells you everything. And I also love seeing this performance chart, right? So if we go here, If we go here, I believe it's in sections to study. Yeah, so here we are in the airframe section, and this is going to be the first one, right? So you can see I wasn't scoring high in environmental or aircraft fire or rotorcraft, right? Don't look at the water waste. It didn't want to take my answers for some reason. I think it does it on a lot of this, even though it's like gray water, whatever, you know? But you can see as time goes by, I'm getting much better and I'm seeing what I'm doing good. So 23 minutes compared to 25, you know, so I'm getting quicker, I'm doing better, you know, whatever. So I got an 88 there, 85, and then I'm, 91 in 22 minutes, you know. I kind of like fluctuate between what I'm doing, you know, like the comms or the electrical system, whatever. And I do there. Here, let me show you guys a little tip. So I believe if you go to study, if you go to Quizmaker, and then let's say it's in comms. So right here, we'll do that. And I believe figure, so right here, right? So I had a lot of issues, you know, trying to remember like, you know, what the figures are, you know, this and that. So like which of the antennas shown is a DME antenna, right? So I'll add to quiz. So I would usually just add all these questions, and I'll do quiz preview, and it's going to say is a typical DME antenna, and it's going to give me everything. And I know, hey, because I would do it a lot, oh, it's this, you know, I think. Oh, here. Oh, save quiz, sorry. Yeah, you're supposed to do save quiz, and you just do my custom quiz, whatever, and then you do tools, where is it? Quiz, my custom questions, I believe. Sorry, I'm not too good at this. I believe, here, take a test. Oh. Sorry. Yeah, my custom quiz, sorry, I don't know why it took me like that. But all right, so we'll do take quiz, which is a typical DME. We have it right here, so DME should be number 2, right? So we'll do next, and we'll kind of just like run through everything, and then, you know, it just helps because it's gonna, you can submit it, and it's gonna tell you whatever, like, oh, this is because we chose number 2, but it's number 1 because it's kind of like a shark, like an upside down shark fin, right? You know, so you got it. It literally tells you which one is which, right? So because I chose the wrong one, it's gonna tell me, you know, hey, gotta do this, gotta do that. And say if I were to get to all of them right and one wrong, you know, I would just do that, right? So this is just like kind of a explanation, like a quick explanation on what's good to study with, yada yada yada. And you can like jot down, like I have somewhere in my notebook saying like, you know, oh, this shark fin is a VOR, or the, you know what I mean? I just keep doing like glide slope, like all the different types, like here, I can't remember what I called it. I called these all different things, but it honestly helped, right? So yeah, so those are kind of like the ways I like to study, you know, and it's just, this is what helps me, and I figured, you know, might as well record a video and show you guys maybe a new way to study and look at it, you know, before spending actual money, depending if your setup is something like mine. But I do definitely recommend this UpNote app. And then one more thing, like right here with the oral practical study guide. So I got my airframe oral practical, and then I also have my general, right? So I would just write down all the codes. I went on some code finder thing and searched it up and got the names, like composite structure, fiber core, matrix material, right? Doesn't mean you're gonna get all this, doesn't mean you're gonna do all of this, right? It's just like what you missed on the writtens. So you can see I did much better on the general than I did on the airframe, but I'm kind of thankful for that, right? And then I wrote a little to-do on what to do in person, you know? And yeah, that's basically about it. So yeah, hopefully this video helped you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So thank you.